What's up guys, Peter here from Reviews on Anything, and today is going to be a good review because we're looking at a performance enhancer for your car. More specifically, we're looking at a chip from RaceChip. RaceChip makes all different kinds of performance enhancers from your car, but they're most famous for their chip tuning. Now, chip tuning can be done in multiple ways, some of them are very complicated, but RaceChip actually makes it super easy. They sell plug-and-play solutions that you plug into your engine that doesn't bypass your engine's motor management and so on, but enhances it and optimizes it, so you get a bit more performance out of your car. Now, there are obviously quite a few benefits to upgrading the power of your car. First of all, obviously it's going to be faster, accelerate faster and so on. But another upside is that it should potentially also improve the fuel economy. Because when your engine has more power and more torque, you can use a higher gear and therefore use less fuel. That is something that we're obviously going to put to the test in the long run. This is more going to be the installation and initial review video, and I'll do a long run video in a couple of weeks to see if it actually makes a difference in the fuel consumption. Now, RaceChip sells three flavors of chips, the Basic, the Pro and the Ultimate, both in various price points obviously and with various results to your engine. Now, I drive a very ordinary Skoda Superb diesel, but I have the biggest diesel available. So I start with, and I'm going to refer to my cheat sheet here, I start with 170 horsepower and 350 newton meters of torque. I got the basic chip, which will set you back €129, I'll put it up on the screen, which should theoretically improve my horsepower with 23 and my torques with 41. So that is pretty significant if you see the base and where we're going to. Now, one level up, you have the Pro chip, which will give you 28 extra horsepower and 51 extra torques, but it's a whopping €249 instead of 129. Now, that does include a 1-year engine warranty for €59, but still the extra performance gain of 5 horsepower and 10 torques is, I don't think, worth the price difference. If you go for the Ultimate chip, you can even get smartphone support and so on. Then you go up for a total of 34 horsepower and 61 torques. So that is significantly more than the base chip that I got. But again, the price will be €479, which is quite a lot of money. So I think really the basic chip that I got now offers the most performance gain for the best value. Now, we're going to obviously look at the box, see what's inside, see what you get, and obviously I'm going to walk you through the installation to see if it is actually as simple as they claim it is. Judging by what I've seen online, it should not be too hard, but we're going to take a look and see if I can do it myself. And then obviously we're going to do a little drive impressions to see if it actually makes a significant difference and if it's noticeable at all. Alright, so let's have a look to what you get in the box from RaceChip. I have to give them credit actually from the get-go that the whole ordering process is quite nice. You just select the model of your car on their website and they give you all your available options. And they also give you a good insight in what you can realistically expect in terms of performance gain. They don't only sell chips, they also sell air filters, throttle control and so on, so you can really go as crazy as you want. And it ships in 24 hours, so I had this ordered and 2 days later it was on my doormat already. Now, the box is quite plain, but very stylish, I think. Now, inside the box we are greeted with the actual star of the show. This is the chip that it's all about, if it wants to get out. This is really all there is to it. It's a little box that houses all the hardware and software, most importantly, to optimize your engine. So this is really it. You install this under your hood somewhere, as we will see later, and that is all there is to it, really. The other chips are slightly larger. I'm not really sure why that is, but all the hardware is inside this small one. Important thing to notice is that it is waterproof, dustproof and so on, supposed to live under your engine cover, so you don't have to put this in any kind of waterproofing bags or whatever to make sure it keeps on functioning. If we go one layer down, there is nothing really, but another layer down reveals all the other hardware. You get a bag with the actual cabling, so this plugs into your engine, and it's quite nice that it's actually in a casing as well, so you can run it through your engine bay nice and tight. You get quite the extensive manual here. It tells you exactly how to install it, what to do, what not to do. And you get a bunch of tie rips to make sure everything is neatly tucked away. And that's really all there is to it. It's quite nice, quite simple, I'd say. And if you look at their website and see some videos online, it actually promises to be quite an easy process. So there's really nothing much more you need than this. And if you're a bit, handy with YouTube, you can find some instruction videos there already as well. So it shouldn't be too difficult. So that is actually going to be our next step. We're going to go to the car, open the hood and install this baby and see if it actually makes a difference, if the engine still runs and if the car will actually have a significant performance gain or not. So let's get right to it. Now at this point you're probably expecting me to show you the installation process, which was originally my plan with the GoPro on my forehead to show you what I was doing. Unfortunately, I am apparently unable to angle a GoPro properly, so in the end all you can see in the video is this. Yeah. The underside of my hood is not very exciting, I think, so we're just going to skip that part and instead I'll show you the final result. Now as you can see, the cabling is coming out of the engine. I put the engine cover, the plastic thing back on of course, and it's not that long really, so I actually had to look for a spot not too far from the engine for the camera on the left side, but actually on the right side of the car. And I found it around the windscreen wiper fluid bottle, which is obviously not a very good spot since it's going to get potentially wet when you overflow the bottle or something. So I'm going to look for a better spot over time, but for now, for the video, this will do. Alright, so conclusion time. What do we make of the Race Chip 1? There's a few things to cover. First of all, the ordering process I think is really nice. They deserve credit for that, where you just select the model and make of your car and you get a selection of the chips that they offer. Very easy, shipping was done nice and fast, so all is well there. Then there's the installation process, which of course might sound a bit intimidating at first because you actually have to do something to your engine. But it is effectively unplugging a plug and putting a new one back in, and that's it. Not scary at all, not intimidating whatsoever. The most work really is to take the plastic off your engine cover in one piece to access the plug. So kudos to Race Chip actually for making it that easy to improve the performance of your car that way. And performance obviously is the big one, because that's why you're buying the chip in the first place. Now the problem is that I don't have a dyno here where I can measure my car before and after the installation of the chip, so I can't give you any real facts or figures. But I drive the car every day, both in the city, on the highway, here in Germany on the autobahns, and I can really tell you that I feel the difference right away. Just a little bit of extra energy throughout the rev range, that little bit of extra punch coming out of corners, you can really notice the difference. Even though it's only a couple of horsepower and a couple of torques, compared sort of to the overall performance of the car, you can really tell that it's got that little extra boost. You can also tell by the way it changes gear. It definitely does change gear earlier than it would without the chip, which is something I really noticed right away. And especially sort of low down, you really notice the torque. I drive a diesel, so you sometimes have where it sort of sits on the bottom of a gear and has to sort of get going a little bit. That's almost gone, that's almost eliminated. So you can really tell the extra torque that the car has a bit more go and a bit more push that way. Which is something that translates in earlier gear changes of course as well. And it also translates into better fuel economy. Now I keep track of all my fuel consumption, car purchases and car costs and so on in an app. And I can say that after the 3 fuel stops since installing the chip, I'm actually doing about 1 liter to 1.5 liters better per 100 kilometers than before the chip. That is a combined cycle with city driving, highway driving, long distance, short distance and so on. My behavior, how I use the car hasn't changed in the time that I got the chip. So it is a very representative figure, and I took 3 fuel stops in order to see if I can actually have a sustainable difference over time. And it is permanently at least 1 liter, but if I do a bit more longer distances, 1.5 liters lower over time than it was before the chip. So effectively all Race Chip's promises are met, even though I can't give you, a real horsepower and torque output figure. The way I experience the car, the way I use the car, and what I'm seeing in the fuel consumption, all the promises are met. So I think they've done a great job in developing a product that is super easy to install and actually has real life benefits in terms of performance and fuel economy in this case. Now I bought the Race Chip 1, which is the basic performance upgrade that they offer. There's 2 more levels to go from here, offering more performance obviously for more money. And even the Ultimate chip with Bluetooth and an app and so on, you get even more features. Is it worth it? I'd say no. If you just want to give your car that little bit of extra performance, a little bit of extra boost, I think you're well off with the Race Chip 1. I think it offers the best bang for your buck. You're going to get a very decent performance gain for a very decent price. I think upgrading from the Race Chip 1 to the higher levels, I think the only way to go is to go for the Ultimate then, because sort of the in-between step doesn't really make that much sense, because you get a small performance gain for a lot more money. But if you would initially come from your stock engine, then maybe the middle version would be fine as well. I think though that the Race Chip 1 offers the most bang for your buck,
if you just want to get that little performance gain without too much fuss and without breaking the bank. So overall, I have to say I'm very impressed with this product, both the ease of installation, the ordering process, and the results in real life. I like it a lot. Definitely recommendable if you want to, have a small performance gain in your car without too much fuss and without having to go to mechanic shops and so on. Order it, install it, and you're good to go. Couldn't be easier, and you really feel the difference in your car, both in day-to-day use and in your wallet in the end. This is Peter from Reviews on Anything. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry again about not showing you the installation process. Maybe we can do that again with a different chip at some point. But for now, hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe to the channel please, it helps us out a lot. And I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!